.gov. You'll find links to more detailed information on the overall EQIP program, or simply stop by your local NRCS office.
I'm Tyron Spearman for Southeast AgNet.
Sayufi International has an opening for a public relations specialist in Ocala. This is a permanent full-time position. Responsibilities include write effective copy, excelling in correct spelling, punctuation, and grammar. Develop, implement, and manage communication strategies that improve efficiency by using alternate forms of communication, including graphic art, forms, process charts, process descriptions, resulting in improved interactions and business process efficiency. Edit and proof other team members' work, client form submissions, and provide constructive feedback or corrections. Develop, implement, and track marketing communication strategies that drive revenue growth from B2B to B2C. Take brand ownership and provide the vision, mission, goal, and strategies needed to communicate to suppliers or consumers. Lead creative development team, create motivating content, and brainstorm new and innovative growth strategies. Translate strategies into brand plans, brand positioning, and go-to marketing strategies. Define performance and product specifications, cost and price parameters, market application, and sales estimates with clients. Monitor product distribution, consumer reactions, and market trends. Research consumer markets and competitors' activities to identify opportunities and key issues. This position requires a bachelor's degree in communication or social communications and 12-month experience as a communications specialist, public affairs director, or equivalent. Please send resumes by postal mail only to Lydia Sayufi at Sayufi International, Inc., 925 Southeast 17th Street, Suite C, Ocala, Florida, 34471. No phone calls, please.
When it really counts, depend on the source for the latest weather updates, keeping you ahead of the storm. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
We'll have variable cloudiness today with a high of 81 to 85, then mainly clear skies this evening. Low tonight, 59 to 70. Tomorrow will be a sunny day, high on Tuesday, 76 to 79. Then Wednesday, sunny to partly cloudy, should be a nice day, high on Wednesday, 72 to 75. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Holly Holdren.
Finally, shipping made easy. Just Ship is your answer to your shipping aggravation. They come pick up your package and ship it for you. Birthday gifts, eBay sales, or an online return. Just Ship can handle all of them for you. Act now and you can save 20% on an annual subscription, which will take you through the 2020 holiday months. Go to www.justship.net now and take the aggravation out of shipping.
This is Ocala Talks with Tom Schmitz, bringing stories that are important to our community in and around Ocala. Plus, of course, a splash of sports as well. Now, here's your host, Tom.
Good Monday. Welcome to Ocala Talks with Tom Schmitz. I'm your host, Tom Schmitz, coming to you live from the palatial studios of WOCA Radio, just outside the food court entrance to the Paddock Mall in the Brick City Beautiful, Ocala, Florida. On the lines, as he is with us every day of the week, Galen Unall from Life South, joining us somewhere en route, I'm sure, to Gainesville. Or maybe he's at home today. I don't know. Let's find out. Galen, are you en route to Gainesville or are you home today?
Yeah, I got to take a little side trip, but yeah, I'll be in Gainesville today. How you doing today? What a good weekend it was.
It was a great weekend if you're a sports guy.
It was. Yeah, go ahead.
Got to see the University of Florida with an impressive victory over Felipe Franks, returning with the Arkansas Razorbacks. Got to see Georgia Southern eke out a win over Texas State in a game they should have won easily, but they didn't. And then you got to see history in the making as the Masters in the fall has a new champion, Dustin Johnson.
Well, and you mentioned all those things. It wasn't even the best thing that happened over the weekend.
Oh, come on.
It wasn't. I mean, the best thing that happened was the Formula One race. I mean, I'm a huge Formula One fan, and something we never talk about ever on this show, but it was incredible. What a race! And then Lewis Hamilton, 7-time world champion. I mean, it was a great race.
Where did the race take place?
I've said Oh, well, it took place in another country, in Turkey. But yeah.
What channel? What channel showed that race?
ESPN.
So that's a useless liberal channel. Okay, I got that.
I think it's the same channel that covered the Florida Gators game. It was just like on ESPN 360 or something.
The only time I watch the only time I watch ESPN nowadays, really, literally, is to watch college football. Other than that,
yeah,
FS1 is where I do all my sports news and everything.
All right. Well, anyway, I love Formula One, and it was a phenomenal race. So they're the best drivers in the world.
Back in the day, the only kind of racing I liked to watch was Grand Prix style racing because they actually felt like they were going somewhere instead of just driving in a circle.
Well, I grew up when the Indy 500 was the pinnacle of all motorsports, and and then they destroyed that sport, and all the best drivers in the world would go to Indy, and then they'd race in both Formula One and IndyCar, and went all over the place. And now it's become so specialized that IndyCar has become such more of an Americanized version of racing, where you go around in a circle. It's just different. Whereas Formula One, it's all circuits, and and they still race on the street.
Well, don't they do
the best cars and the best drivers?
Don't they do a Formula One race in St. Petersburg?
No, that's an Indy race.
Oh, that's an Indy race in St. Petersburg.
Yeah, they're trying to do one in Miami, in the streets of Miami, that would actually go next to the stadium down there, Sun Life Stadium, wherever they're calling it.
Yeah, but the one in St. Petersburg, actually, it's a circuit race, though. It's not an actual oval race, correct?
Yeah, it's a terrible race. I mean, I've been there. There's no passing, and you go through the streets of St. Petersburg, but it's a beautiful backdrop. But the racing isn't very good because there's just no room to pass on that circuit. So it's pretty boring. I still love the Indy 500. I watch the Indy 500 every year, and I love carb days and qualifying and all that. So but Formula One's my favorite.
I had a lady on recently talking about. She was from PETA, and she was on this show talking about how the PETA's against strapping monkeys to tables and shooting them full of chemicals or spraying perfume and hairspray in their eye to see if it hurts, because of that way you see if it hurts a human and all. And I asked her point blank, I go, I can get behind a lot of things you guys at PETA do, like strapping a monkey to a table to see if spraying hairspray in his eye hurts. I'm pretty sure we know that hurts. There's no reason to strap a monkey to a table to figure that out. But you protest at the wrong things. And she goes, excuse me? And I go, let's take, for instance, how you protest at the Indianapolis 500 because they drink milk in the winner's circle. How much sense does that make?
Right. Well, for them, it's all about publicity, and they know that because of the absurdity of it, that people, like us are going to talk about it and get outraged. She literally
was trying to defend a position. If you don't milk a cow, it does the cow more disservice than milking a cow.
Sure.
And so drinking milk is a product of helping a cow.
Correct. I mean, the cow, other than providing the milk, doesn't have any real value to it at that point in its life. I guess you could just eat it.
So that my one take on the Indianapolis 500. I went one year, and it happened to be the year PETA was doing the protest because they drink milk in the winner's circle. I think it was like it's 93 or 94, and they were protesting, and they may protest every year, I don't know, but they were protesting that year because milk was drank in the winner's circle.
It's one of those events, and I've been to the Indy 500. It's one of those events that you have to go to. You have to experience.
Right.
To me, it's like the Daytona 500. I don't care whether you like the sport or not. When you experience it, you have a different respect for it. My wife hates NASCAR. She hates the sound of it in the background in the house, and so I have to play it low. And so I took her to the Daytona 500 finally, and they come around after their warm-up lap, and you feel that speed, and you feel it in your chest. she looked at me. She goes, "Okay, I understand why you like it." And again, it's a visceral feeling, and experiencing something like that. Same with Indy. I think I was there in 96, 95, 96. I can't remember. But when they wind up, you really start to understand. And the track is so big, and you look at turn one, you're like, "There's no way they can make that. There's no way they could turn it 200. Yeah, I guess they can.
Yeah.
Turn it 200 miles an hour and just take a left-hand turn.
You're so right that there's just people until you go in person. There's three things that I think you have to do in person in motorsports. That's the Indianapolis 500. Mm-hmm. You have to do the Daytona 500. And it has nothing to do, while the power and speed is there, the pageantry and all of it too. Yeah. You know, where Jim Neighbors used to sing My Indiana Home and everything. You know what I mean? It's just.
Well, he sang it when I was there. And I remember I was with a couple of my buddies. We had a road trip, and I was trying not to cry.
Yeah, the pageantry.
It's one of those moments that you're like, God, I've seen this my whole life, and I can't believe I'm here.
And people don't understand what that is. And then the last place, if you've never been to a NHRA event, you're doing yourself a disservice.
Just buckle in, buckle in, because they I used to cover it for the TV, up in Gainesville, and my God, just buckle in.
Well,
you're just prepare yourself. And there's no way to really do that, which I find fascinating.
There is no way to really do that. Let's take a break. When we come back, I'll tell you a funny story about my first experience at the Gator Nationals up in Gainesville when I was working for another radio station that had the call signs of that liberal place that I don't watch on TV anymore. I'll tell you about that story next. You're listening to Ocala Talks with Tom Schmitz, Galen Unall from Life South joining us. Brought to you by the good folks at Palm Garden and Penn Flooring. We'll be right back.
This is the time of year to count our blessings and to give thanks, and at Palm Garden, we're thankful for a lot. We're thankful to work in a place that shows such kindness and caring to people who need our services. We're thankful for the opportunity to learn life stories and celebrate them. Most of all, we're thankful for our precious guests and residents. Unique, different, special, elite. We are Palm Garden.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Now you did it. Are you completely insane? He's back. He, who must not be named. The man, the myth. The only guy in Ocala to eat his own weight in fried pickles. Twice. Now, you asked for it. Sorta. Live and in person. It's Tom Schmitz.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks with Tom Schmitz. On the phone with me, as he is every day from 8 to 8:30, Galen Unall from Life South. Brought to you by the good folks at Penn Flooring, family-owned and operated, serving Marion County for over 30-plus years. Penn Flooring owes every bit of their success to their unrivaled customer service. They're a full-service flooring company dedicated to finding the best solution for your flooring needs and having experience in both commercial and residential fields. Go check out their expansive warehouse at 1201 Southwest 17th Street right here in Ocala, or give them a call at 352-351-3420 for more information. Also, we'd like to thank Palm Gardens Health and Rehabilitation Center. They're located at 2700 Southwest 34th Street. They offer skilled nursing, physical, occupational, and speech therapy. If you have any questions concerning Palm Gardens or anything you want to know about them, call them at 352-854-6262. Go right back out to the phone lines. Galen, without Palm Gardens and Penn Flooring, we wouldn't be able to have you on every day, so it's very important we say thanks to those guys.
Yeah, amen to that. Thank you very much. And I do want to give out a shout to Bob Wines. I was there Saturday and saw Bob Houck out there, and I know they're a big advertiser, and it's by far and away the greatest nursery in all of Central Florida. So
I was told I will be going to Bob Wine's. I get off the air at 11. At 11:05, I will be heading to my house to meet my lovely girlfriend for a trip to Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens today.
Really, what are you picking? I love that place. I mean, it's
Myers Lemon Tree.
Ooh, I've never heard of that. What is so special about Myers?
Myers lemon's about 3 times the size of a normal lemon.
Okay.
They're good for juicing.
Right.
They're good for making lemonade stuff because the lemons are so big.
All right.
You got to get with the times.
Well, there you go.
Hey, so before we went to break, I was talking about the NHRA Nationals, the Gator Nationals up in Gainesville. So in 2010, I think, Brady Ackerman and Chris Doring bought a fledgling radio station called ESPN.
They didn't really buy it, but they
leased it with the intent to buy, and then there's a whole lot of reasons why that didn't happen. But anyway,
Yeah.
So I won't get it involved. I won't go into
problem
that.
number 1 and problem number 2 right there.
Well,
go ahead.
I'm going to leave that alone. But anyway, one of the advantages of working there was I got a chance through Tom Matchnick, who was working there as a sales director at the time. Tom Matchnick said, hey, you ever been to the Gator Nationals? And I go, as a matter of fact, I have not. I would love to go, but I've never been. It's one of those things that it was always around St. Patrick's Day weekend. I'm in Savannah having a good time. So Matchstick says, hey, I can get you media passes, but here's what you have to do. And so I had to pull wire for ESPN, who's there, with the cameras and everything. And it's not a bad job pulling wire. You work for about an hour, and then you have the rest of the day to yourself. You know what I mean? Because it was different people were doing it. So I'm working with this one camera guy, and he goes, have you ever experienced the track from inside the track? And I go, what do you mean? He goes, well, I need wire run in between the two concrete walls down the middle of the infield, right through the middle where the track's on each side of you. That little piece of grassy field that runs through the middle, because they were going to set a stagnant camera up down there, right? And I said, I can run that wire for you. He goes, when was the last time you ate? I go, I just left the media center. I had some lunch. And he kind of giggled and laughed. And, as up there, they put a spread out, or they used to put a spread out at the NHRA where you could have all kind of lunch items. They had a chef up there cutting turkey and stuff like that. So I'd eaten well. I mean, it was free. It was a good layout. I'd eaten well. You know what I mean? So I'm out there, and he goes, so you've never seen Top Fuel dragsters? And now this is practice on like a Tuesday or Wednesday. And I go, no. He goes, you'll be fine. Go on down and run that wire for me. Run that wire. And, we got little radios in our ear. We got ear protection on, but you got little radios in your ear, too. And he goes, they're about to run a practice run. Stop what you're doing. I go, what do you mean I'm running wire? He goes, yeah, but you're going to get sick. I go, huh? And as he said that, they dropped the hammer on one of those Top Fuel dragsters. And at about 90 feet down the track, it passed me at 300 miles an hour. And I lost my entire lunch. The power of it literally made me lose my lunch. And I thought, and I'm sitting there, most people will be angry. You never feel good when you get sick like that. And all I could think was, holy, the word. I just saw enough power go by me that it upset my stomach. You know how powerful that is?
That is great.
People can't understand how much power I'm talking about, but you've been there. It's ridiculous in that 1,000 feet how quick that car is.
Well, and the thing is, it's hard to explain to people. I remember the first time I went, I was working for TV20 as an intern. And I'm holding the camera, and the guy who'd been there a long time, the reporter, he goes, what are you doing? I said, well, I'm on a video. He goes, okay. And he literally laughed at me.
Yeah.
And it came by, and
you're going to hold the camera on your shoulder and hold it secure where it doesn't shake. Oh, yeah, okay. All right.
Well, I almost dropped it.
Of course you did.
And he just kind of put his hand up there, and he just smiled. He goes, don't bother. That's not what we film here. I'm like, well, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And it banged against my head. Oh, again, that's what auto racing is all about. It's that visceral experience, and it's hard to explain unless you go. But everybody should go to Gator Nationals at least once.
At least once.
And I tell people this all the time. You may get bored of it after you do it once. You see maybe an hour of it, but you'll be able to hear it from the time you get out of your car, 2.5 miles away, to while you're walking up to the track.
100%.
And it gets more and more and more exciting. And then you could start to hear really the differences in the engines and stuff like that. So
what I like is the girls who, I'm not going to wear that ear protection. It'll mess up my hair. I like those girls.
Boy.
Oh, I'm not going to put earplugs in, or the tough guy. I don't need earplugs. I'm a tough guy. Okay, well, if you want to go around going, the rest of your life.
No, it's not that. It just rings in your ear for hours if you don't. And we were so close, and I had the soft plugs and the cups over my ears.
Right.
And I remember going to bed, I'm like, man, my head is ringing. It's just ringing.
Even with all that protection, you still were right there on top of it. There was nothing you could do.
Not a darn thing you could do.
And I'm getting the smell right now. Right now in my mind, I can smell the alcohol as they're doing the burnout, the Clorox bleach and alcohol mixture as they're doing the burnouts to get the tires sticky and everything. It's just a good time.
And I kind of like that. I love it. I love that smell.
I used to do something that was so against the rules. I would get 2 media passes, and if Buddy Martin's listening, he's going to cringe right now. But I would get 2 media passes, and I would take a very good friend of mine who is no longer with us, God rest him. I'd take Marshall Ryder with me to the Gator Nationals, and Marshall Ryder thought it was he thought it was the bee's knees. He was hobnobbing with the media. And Marshall was a guy who, if you know Marshall Ryder, if you're out there listening, you knew Marshall Ryder. He was a guy's guy. He was as good as it got if you're a guy.
Yeah.
And he used to light up like an 8-year-old when we'd go to the Gator Nationals. He used to just think it was the greatest spectacle, and he enjoyed it. And it made me, even though I know I'm not supposed to give media passes out like that, it made me feel good that he enjoyed it that well.
Well, and again, that's part of it. I used to take my dad all over the place after he was out of the media, because he took me, and I'd take him to the Lightning game or to a golf course or something. Heck, we go to the Meekum Auto Auction, me, Dan, and my buddy Shane, and we bring our wives because it's that cool.
Well, so. Dan Martone still loves the PGA days.
Sure does.
He still loves them. He doesn't help his golf game a bit, but he loves going.
Well, he's never given me one of those media badges because those are a little harder to come by.
Yeah, those aren't the easiest badges at all to come by. There's badges that aren't easy to come by. The Masters badge is one of those, and the media badge for the PGA store, the PGA Tour.
Yeah.
They're not easy to come by.
Absolutely.
Not easy to come by.
Correct.
Hey, where's the Bloodmobile at today?
Hey, today we're going to be actually at the Lowe's down in Summerfield, so come by and see us. And again, just please give the gift of life and donate blood. We're still in emergency need of everything. Despite the great sports weekend, we didn't even talk about the Masters and how they took over that course. But
we got all week.
Help.
Week.
Yeah. But please just get out there, give the gift of life, and donate blood.
Galen, people, we talk about things that people can't understand about how the importance of it is going to a race or something.
Yeah.
But people just cannot grasp how important it is for the lives of not only you and your loved ones, but all those around you, that we implore you to go out and do the great gift of donating blood any chance you get.
Well, as I tell people all the time, tomorrow is not guaranteed. But what you can do today can save 3 lives. That can maybe give somebody an opportunity to say goodbye, or some of the opportunity to see their children grow up, or there's a million reasons why we're all alive, and that again, donating blood saves people, because the only time a unit of blood is transfused, man, I got something stuck in my throat, from one human being to another, is if that person will die without it. So please, just give the gift of life, donate blood.
Galen, and they always come by the Boulevard and donate if they don't get to the mobile.
That's right. Right there, 1607 East Silver Springs Boulevard. check us out at lifesouth.org.
Galen, you know, as always, Life South brought to you by Penn Flooring and Palm Garden. Galen, talk to you tomorrow.
All right, thanks. Bye, all.
Yep. We'll be right back after this timeout.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
USA Radio News with Dan Naraki.
With the news that a COVID vaccine is just on the horizon, a program must be undertaken to reverse the attitude of some Americans that are overly skeptical of the vaccine. Former Surgeon General Vivek Murthy believes that may be just as important as the logistics behind distributing it. He tells Fox News that the government will have to make data readily available for review to build people's confidence in the vaccine.
Now the onus is on us to be as transparent as possible in helping them understand what the science does say, having experts review the data, making that data readily available so that even people outside the government can review it. That's what we're going to have to do. And ultimately, the way we allocate this vaccine has to be